Hi everybody, this is Roxy, and I am coming today with kind of a little different topic, as you saw in my headline. I have IBS, which is Irritable Bowel Syndrome, and I have suffered from it probably for 6 years, maybe 8 or 9. That, I mean, it's something that, you just think, oh, I just don't feel good right now, or, and then it kind of gets worse and worse and worse, and you worry about what it could be. In my case, I worried that it was ovarian cancer for about 2 years before I went to a doctor to find out if I was going to die from cancer or not. My mother had ovarian cancer, and of course, you're told that because of that, you got to get poked and prodded and every year, and so I was doing that every year, and that is not pleasant. But anyways, so I finally went to a doctor. I found a doctor, which is, my doctor's right up the street, which is nice. And she, I kind of was, actually, okay, first of all, I was suffering so much with it. Anytime I'd go out to eat, it was hit or miss if I was going to make it home in time. Food started just hurting. The minute I started swallowing it, I could feel it go all the way through my system. Or even water sometimes. Like, at first it was certain foods, so I kind of would pinpoint, okay, I can't eat corn on the cob anymore. Pork and sausage, that kind of stuff was a little hard. It would just make me really sick. So, and with IBS, you can either be constipated or you can have diarrhea. It kind of goes back and forth. So, like I said, I kind of waited and worried, and the longer I waited, the worse it got. Finally, I found a doctor that specialized, not specialized, but her interest was in gastroenterology. So I went and saw her and told her my story. And so anywho, she said, you don't have cancer, but we're going to check anyways. And I'm like, oh, my last one, I hope. So she gave me kind of a program that she set up, and it's avoiding certain foods. And, like right after I saw her, a lot of the symptoms went away. And I just, she'll email and back and forth and stuff instead of having to go in and see her. So I emailed and said, is it possible that some of this is from stress? And she said, absolutely. So instead of just getting taken care of right away, I worried so much that I stressed myself into really bad symptoms. So after seeing her, a lot of them went away. I avoided the foods I was supposed to, but gradually it's just gotten to where it doesn't really matter almost what I eat. I certainly can't have fried foods, but I like them. French fries, whatever. And I do avoid them as long as I can. But, cheeses, I'm lactose intolerant also. But for most of that, I can take a lactate to get that enzyme that I need to break down the food. But anyways, so it had gotten again to, or had gotten to where every bite I took, I could feel it going down. It was painful. I was back to the constipation or diarrhea kind of fun, So I've been going to an acupuncturist for about 2 years now. And he also is a herbalist, which a lot of them aren't. I would suggest finding an if you don't have one, I would go to an acupuncturist, number one. For any pain, any ailment, whatever. And personally, I would suggest a Chinese acupuncturist, because they have deeper learning. In fact, my acupuncturist, the U of M, brought him over from China and his family so that he could teach the school at the U of M. So anyways, for sure find somebody that's an herbalist. But, so 2 weeks ago, was it 2 weeks ago? 3 weeks ago at our last appointment, or second to last appointment, I asked him, I'd never brought it up before, but it had just gotten so bad. I thought I got to do something with this, you know, instead of suffering. I mean, it was constantly. I just never knew when something was going to hit me wrong or whatever. So anyways, blah, blah, blah. So I asked him, I said, you know, do you do anything with IBS? And he's got a huge book, 3-ring binder of all the stuff that he can help with acupuncture-wise or herbal-wise. And he says, what are your symptoms? And I told him, and he goes, okay. And he went to his little shelf, because we've gotten herbs from him, kind of a lot of teas. I've talked about those in the past. He gave me stuff for allergies. We've got a herbs for colds. So he gave me these and said, there's 200 in here. Take 10 twice a day and with water. So that was a Saturday. I took them Saturday night because I thought, oh, I'm going to start right away. Sunday morning, I took them after breakfast. By Sunday night, when I was eating, it hit me. I was just like, oh my God, I don't feel anything. But I thought, I don't want to get too excited. The next day, I took them again. I have not felt better than this for 10 years, or at least 8 years. I'm not, it's like, they're like little magic pills. So this is what they look like. They're like little beads. So you take 10 of these twice a day. I would, you know, go to an herbalist. You can find these online, but I would go with this brand, which is made in USA. Where is it? Yeah, Chinese traditional herbs, manufactured for Health Body World Supply, Inc. in San Jacinto, California. I think they're about $8 a bottle on Amazon. But I would try to go with this brand, because they're made for this American company. And you know, I mean, maybe I'm old-fashioned that way, but if you have IBS, they also help. There's a lot of stuff these help. Where did I see? I know, like female cycles. It says on like if you Google this or look on Amazon, it'll say what it helps. But they're like magic pills. I mean, I cannot believe how well they work. I just can't believe it. And so this past Saturday, I ran out of pills, like about the Thursday before our appointment. And so this past Saturday, I said, well, how am I going to get my more, you know, I got to get more pills. And he said, well, take 2 more weeks worth and then wait 2 weeks and see how you feel. So in other words, it took me about 4 explanations from him to realize or figure out that they might kind of like cure it, I'm guessing. Because he said, no, take 2 weeks. Because he does have a very thick Chinese accent. So, like, when Scrubby goes, I have to interpret for him. Because he can't figure out dialect other than English. But he said, no, take 2 weeks worth. And then wait 2 weeks and see how you feel before you need to take more. You might not need to take more. And I'm like, I mean, if that is crazy and amazing, but he has, with his herbal teas and stuff, they are just like, they'll knock a cold right out of you. And this last winter, you know, it's this horrid cold flu slash thing going around. It knocked it out of Bill within a day. I'm not kidding. He, like, got sick on a Friday, Saturday, and everybody was getting these same symptoms where then they're drawn out for about 2 weeks. And Saturday I said, I'm going to go in and get some of his tea. And, you know, because it was our day anyway, so I went anyway. And brought the tea back, steeped it for him, and he drank it Saturday night. And that's how the tea is. You drink it Saturday, you know, once, and then the next day you drink it twice. And by Sunday afternoon, he was feeling just as fine as frog's hair. So, I encourage you to check this out. I do stress that you should talk to a herbalist. I wouldn't just get it online. I would, you know, because the herbalist can tell you if you're taking this other medication, you know, whether or not you can take this. So don't just go out and buy it unless you're medication free. And, you know, you might want to, I think you should check with a herbalist. Most cities have them. But anyways, so it's called Chao Yao Mian. He told me how to say it. But, you know, there are variations of these because we don't know Chinese how they write. But just make sure you get this one. If, you know, to tell your herbalist that is. But I am just like so relieved and pleased. I can't tell you. So, anyways, that's a long story to tell you to get sad if you can. So, anyways, I hope it helps. And thanks for watching.
Take every chance you dare. I'll still be there when you come back down.